Fuck. Pause, bro. Resume. Hey, welcome back, Fire Family, to another episode of Mars Day with Mark, episode 8. I can't even count. It's number 84. Today is a great day. Great to see your face. We're going to talk about the astrology today, and we're going to do a little bit different. And I'm really excited that you clicked on this, man. Um, I'm as confused as you are, quite literally. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the astrology of the week of January 14th until January 20th. So that's Tuesday to Monday. It's really Tuesday to Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we'll have a new episode, new installment, be number 85. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. Anyway, what we're actually going to do this time is we're going to do a retrospective analysis. Oh, yes. Are you guys feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? We got the world peace spell in the background. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? Do you smell it, chat? Do you smell it, Fire Family? Feeling pretty good. Life is a blessing. Life is a breeze. Life is but a dream. Okay. Do you see what I mean? Hey, gang, this is the chart of the moment. All right. And, I'm going to run you through the degrees and I'm going to run you through the D's. What the fuck? Anyway, today we start off with the sun in Capricorn at about 25 degrees. The moon is waxing. No, I'm bugging. Damn it. You were so close, bro. Waning. You don't always get it right the first time. But the moon is waning and it's in Leo at about 7 degrees as I'm filming this. And you got Mercury in Capricorn at about 9. You've got Venus in Pisces at 12, Mars retrograde at 26, Cancer. Jupiter retrograde at 11 Gemini, Saturn at 15 Pisces, Uranus at 23 Taurus, Neptune at 27 Pisces, Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius, and our north node of the moon is at 0 degrees of Aries, which of course is going to put the south node at 0 degrees of Libra. And that's pretty cool if you ask me. And let's take a step back, Fire Family, to look at where we started last week, January 7th. And this was the bright idea I had this week was like, how about we talk about what the last week brought? All right, before we get into the future. Let's talk about linear time for a second, man. Let me clean off my fucking microphone. Somebody must have spit on that thing. Not me though. Y'all stay safe. We got the sun at about 17 last week. We had our moon waxing, and I got it right that time. The moon was filling up, and we had our full moon in Cancer last week on Monday, the 13th. So basically yesterday. And I don't know how you guys took to that full moon, but that moon rocked my shit. Oh yeah. And I'm still not okay. I am releasing. We are releasing a lot of feelings, man. It was a Cancer full moon. So what did you expect besides feeling your feelings and shit coming up from the past? And I'm a witch. I'm a wizard, Harry. And I am doing these releasing rituals and I'm calling on spirit and I'm raising energy and I'm directing my own intent towards releasing things that are holding me back from what I believe to be my true sovereignty or what I believe to be holding me back. And it's like I act surprised that I get all stirred up and emotional. Oh, a lot of tears today, man. I'm just being honest. But I'm grateful to be an emotional being. Like I don't judge my feelings as much as I used to. To be honest, with my Libra moon ass, I kind of have this funky level of sometimes I feel like I'm flying like a jet plane. Sometimes I feel like I'm ambivalent or indifferent about my feelings. It's like good, bad, ugly, beautiful, euphoric, dysphoric, catastrophic, eclectic, no, electric. It's like just whatever, man. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm trying to focus on gratitude as much as possible because had I had no feelings, man, life would be pretty bullshit. And I was listening to an audiobook on the way home today. It was really a book summary. The book was about emotional intelligence and there was this key point saying that, if you didn't have emotions, there would be no such thing as logical decisions, and even deciding what restaurant to eat, this would be an endless, discussion and debate. You got to have feelings for some reason. And I'm sure we can all attest to that. It might not always be your favorite feeling, but think the universe, you got feelings. So, hey, you know, happy full moon in Cancer. Happy release. If you guys haven't seen the video that I posted, it's on my channel. It should be linked in the description. It's the last video right before this one about the full moon for all 12 signs. So if you want a deeper insight into how that full moon may have affected you based on your specific rising sign, do be my guest and do check it out. So the planets, I'm going to tell you guys, they're not changing too much this week. We will have some interesting aspects. So if you look at the chart from last week, the 7th, most of these planets are in the same spot. We did have Mercury ingress into Capricorn. Well, actually, a couple things I want to explain about last week was Mercury did ingress into Capricorn, like very quick into that week, and then we had the sun making some hard aspects. So beyond the moon doing some crazy shit, you had the sun squaring up with Chiron and squaring up with Lilith. So what the fuck does that mean, man? Pardon my French, I'll swear again. So just be forewarned. What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, what that means is, a lot of healing and a lot of Chiron square, a lot of healing. And what else? Paying attention to confronting the sun squaring what? Lilith, our shadow, our repressed emotion. Oh Lord, box of demons, man. So I mean, that's a whole spectrum of possibilities. That's how I've been perceiving this, but it's like, some people may not want to confront. So that might add some people to lash out or run away or project their bullshit or, high emotional volatility causing whatever adverse reactions. So I always just advocate for people to feel these feelings and, not to rush the healing, to add some compassion to yourself. It's like, I know you guys see this big ass rose quartz on my chest, but I'm sure y'all don't see the big ass rose quartz tucked into my jacket, because I need all the love I can fucking get, man. If I don't heal this heart chakra, I'll probably have a heart attack at 40. So, we're not going to do that. We're going to live a long, happy, healthy life. We are going to live until we're 500. Mr. Mark David Methuselah, you feel me? And what else are we going to talk about? Let's talk about the astrology of the week because we don't live in the past, but it's important to address the past and say, how the fuck did we get here? So, I'm going to show you guys right now that again, there's not too well, there's a little bit of planetary motion to show, and I'm going to walk you through it. But, to summarize last week, we built up a lot of pressure. We waxed into that full moon, and then boom, now we're in release cycle. Now we're waning. And let's talk about the end of the week, which is really 21st. That's next Tuesday, and we'll take it off from there. So at the end of the week, next Tuesday, we're going to see the sun actually in Aquarius, which is beautiful. We'll see the moon continue to wane. So this is going to be our last quarter. It'll hit Scorpio in about a week. So that's cool. What? Sun square the moon. Soon square the moon. What? And then we're also going to have Mercury move into about 20 degrees of Capricorn. Venus is going to move up to 18 Pisces. Mars moves back to 23 Cancer. Jupiter is slowing down, guys. You're actually going to see Jupiter sit around 11 for like the next couple weeks because this Jupiter retrograde is almost over. I'll actually show it to you, just for reference. This is 1 week, 2 weeks, and then it's still at 11, stationing 3 weeks, direct, still at 11, 4 weeks, still 11, and then 5 weeks from now, Jupiter goes back to 12. Good Lord. So Jupiter's at a motherfucking standstill. Jupiter's like, expansion halted. It said, you're like, hey Jupiter, can I have some luck, please? And Jupiter's like, y'all fend for yourselves, bitch. Like, go make your own luck. Have at it, dude. What fuck you asking me for, man? Your legs aren't broken. Go get you some luck. Go make it. Go microwave a pizza, is what Jupiter said. Fuck out of here. Not your mom, I'm your dad. I'm your sky father. And you think about Jupiter. And there's levels to what I'm saying. But anyway, we got Saturn moving up to about 16 Pisces. So you know, Saturn doesn't do anything fucking fast, but you see, compared to Jupiter, it looks like it's hauling ass. So that's cool. And then we've got Uranus literally moving, fuck, dude, like 5 minutes backwards. Uranus is sitting its ass still like a bull. Said, bitch, I'm not moving. And then you've got Neptune and Pisces still at 27. How many minutes do we get? We get about 10 minutes for your Pisces ass. And then what else we got? Pluto moving up about 12 minutes over the week. Still at the same degree. The North Node is moving back. So it's like, within 2 weeks, we'll finally see the North Node move into Pisces. So for the last couple weeks, we got this North Node in this sign of Aries. So I'm going to break these down and we're also going to go day by what the fuck? Day by day. Oh Lord, I sure hope nobody lobotomized me. And you know, if they did, it would make a lot of sense. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen by now, if you couldn't tell, the major news, the major event that's coming this week is the sun moving into Aquarius. Sun, move. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Oh Lord. Maybe we could try to do things different, try and do something strange for change. I'm trying to feel something, So maybe if we did like an interpretive dance or I could talk with my hands, we could make this podcast a lot more interesting. So the sun is moving into Aquarius. And what the fuck does that mean? Shit's about to get freaky. It's about to get weird. And that also means change, it means seasonal transition. I don't know if you guys are in the same hemisphere as me, where we're experiencing winter time, but this would mean it's time for the middle of winter. Or if you motherfuckers are on the other hemisphere as me, this would mean you're in the middle of summer. All right. But anyway, beyond the sun going into Aquarius, the sun is going to creep up on Pluto. You don't even got to believe it, man. You can really see it in the chart. I was going to say you better believe it, but look at that. The sun is going to smack Pluto. So what does that mean, guys? That means this is going to be a week of ego death. And you know what's really cool about ego death is that there's an ego rebirth subsequently, and nobody can truly experience permanent ego death within their life on Earth. Well, never say never, or say never. Nobody can never. Nobody say no one. What the fuck? Chad, am I cooked? Well, it's Mr. Meyer. Of course I'm cooked, bro. Someone take me out the oven, bro. The smoke alarms are going off. Anyway, the sun is your spirit. You could also call it the ego, the energy. And Pluto is really fucking freaky. It's deaky. It's death and rebirthy and girthy and what the fuck and slimy and gross and disgusting. And look away, child, because it's about to get weird. So we're gonna go through some changes this week, man. I'm telling you. And while I'm giving you this astrology podcast, I think it's really important that you look at your own natal chart because all of these planets are going to hit you a little bit differently than me. Unless you're my long lost twin, born also on the 27th of July on the year of 98 and also had your ascendant at like 17 Virgo, you would experience this shit a lot different than me because we're all special snowflakes, aren't we? We are. Yes, we are, gang. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Fire Family. Your flame is really flames, and my flames is LeBron James. And we got to compare notes because shit, bro, I've been asking questions for the entirety of my life as a Pluto Sagittarius. And the number one question I really want to understand, chat, and let me know in the comments if you do have some insight, but I'm just really curious. When I look at this and just makes me ponder, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And beyond that, why the fuck? And if anyone could give a confused person a resolution, I would greatly appreciate it. So, in other words, let's go day by day and we'll see what I can say. Oh Lord, it's Tuesday, guys. It's my favorite day of the week. And I will say, gang, I woke up feeling froggy. And what I mean by that is dead on the inside. Beyond the full moon breaking, yesterday, and me stirring up my pot of gumbo and me digging in me. The moon, I got Saturn in Taurus at 3. So it's like the moon squared my fucking Saturn as soon as I woke up, and I was like, man, why do I exist? And then I remembered why I existed, and I was like, yay, but I still feel heavy. Oh Lord. But anyway, let's forget about me, man. I'm not the star of the show. Or maybe I am, bro. This it's called Mars Day with Mark for a reason, right? So I'm just gonna show my ass metaphorically. But anyway, it's a good day. Leo moon means feeling yourself. The sun in Capricorn means building your wealth, building your temple, taking care of business. Oh, we've been taking care of business, all right. And I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. Family matters, That's also a Cancer thing too, which we just experienced. But I just want to thank everybody in the community for all the positive energy and the love. We've been in and out the hospital this week. Not for me, but for my father. He, with his Pisces Saturn ass, with his Capricorn moon ass, he just got his knee joint replaced. And he's a hard motherfucking worker, dude. And I learned a lot from him. That's my role model. And, thank God we just got back at that house and he's able to recover. And we really do appreciate all the positive energy and the love and the Reiki and the kindness and the prayers. Everything is energy. It does mean a lot. So it's good to have him back at the house and everything's chill. Now we can work on, not walk on, but work on the road to recovery. We're stepping around doing crazy things later, but we're gonna be chilling for a little bit. So that's been kind of like my day. Be back to business. But anyway, let's explain some of these archetypes and then we'll walk through day by day. Because like I said, gang, there's not really gonna be much motion for ingress besides the sun. So Capricorn is about the business. It's about organizing and taking action. I really think clarity brings power, and this is something you're going to see a lot when it comes to Capricorn. And frankly, this has been the last 25 days. So I hope this month has been giving you some clarity, has helped you really objectify your direction, gain some structure in your life. For some people, man, this energy, because this is Saturn energy, for some, this just is really depressing energy, especially for those where it's kicking in the winter time. You may be leaning more towards hibernation mode, but I also kind of feel like with this being the second week of January, or we're about to go into the third, week of January, it's like a great time to think about our year ahead and what do we want to do and beyond New Year's resolutions, what kind of habits can we adopt and what year defining things could we partake in? And that's something powerful to think about. So, needless to say, it's a waning moon week. So this week is going to be about release and letting go of what, oh, the Cancer full moon just told you, insecurities, pain from the past, or anything that holds you back from feeling at home within life and, feeling safe in your world. And the moon is about the emotions. And when you have this moon cycle peaking in Cancer, it really does have a lot to say with your fulfillment in life. Like, are you really listening to the calling inside of you? So that is something that's going to be addressed. Endure, just stirred up this week. Oh, buddy. You know, you know, I was about to say something and I decided to not say it because it doesn't matter. I'm going to say it anyway because somebody, inquiring minds like to know. You don't have to be perfect and you don't have to be the best communicator to share your message. Clearly, I'm doing just fine. And don't take yourself so damn serious because that's going to make life a lot harder. Had I taken myself, bro, I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for 84 weeks. And in the past, I would stumble on my words and be like, oh, turn the whole video off. I can't tell you how many times I had done that in the past where it's like, I just mess up one thing and I'm like, nope, I can't do that anymore. Bro, did you see how I started this fucking video? Good Lord. I used to be like, what's wrong with me? And it's like, don't take yourself so damn seriously. There could be a lot right with you. Anyway, let's talk about the rest of the planets. We got Mercury and Sussy We got Mercury in Ohio. Okay, so help. We have Mercury in Capricorn, and what that basically means, the mentality is boss-like. It's about how can I execute the plan, execute the mission. And fuck yeah, that's a good question. If we really wanted to know, we would find out. All right. And you know, how does a goat think? How does a boss think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any insight. That's what I want to know. Anyway, Venus is in Pisces all week. This is a mystical, magical sign. And I fucks with this, guys, because, like, if you really think about it, while Venus is about love, Pisces is about the infinite and the universal. So it's like, holy shit. You're telling me I can get infinite love? Bruh. Don't mind if I do. And they said, "Bitch, you're you're turning violet, Violet. You're turning into a balloon. Oh fuck, you know." And if you know, you know. But it's like, imagine if you were to put infinite love into a finite body, your bitch ass would explode. Wah wah wah. And that sounds like a good way to go out. He died doing his favorite thing, receiving love. Oh fuck yeah. Anyway, this is beautiful. This is like a fairy tale dream world, Venus and Pisces. So I spoke on this the other day, but I'm gonna speak on it now before we get any further. Venus is squared up with Jupiter right now. So the desire to spend all your fucking money, it's very much there. The desire to indulge and eat a lot of fat foods and sweets is then drink yourself stupid or do something even worse that you shouldn't be doing is also there. So be fucking for real. That's the message for the day. Be fucking for real. And Venus will break out of this square over the course of the week, which you'll see as we go through the day by day breakdown. And Mars is at 26 degrees of Cancer. And Mars don't got manters. No, it don't. Mars says, fuck your feelings, and fuck your kids, and fuck your couch. And bitch, I'm burning the house down. Mars and Cancer. And Mars is the planet of I don't give a fuck. And I didn't ask, bitch. And like Cancer is the sign of emotion. So it's emotional orientation. And we'll have this until February, like probably past February, because we still got the retrograde post shadow to deal with. Get ready for a crabby time, Fire Family. Or if you're one with your feelings, if you are usas, then you're gonna have a great time with your feelings, man. I think I said this earlier, guys, but connection is direction. So you better fucking feel your feelings. You better do it, or Mars gonna freak out on you. Mars gonna crash into you and be like, bitch, open your goddamn heart. You better. But at the same time, but at the same time, I'm gonna really emphasize this, guys, because I'm going to go through the day by day, but I just want to really emphasize the archetypes before we do that, so we really have a clear picture as these things move around. Like Mars also shows you where you have to say no and where you have to eliminate things and cut things out of your life. So this may revolve around, like we talked about, emotions, and that might look like, sometimes getting out of your feelings. It's okay to be upset, sad, frustrated, tired, but it's like, can you just do the work instead of bitching about it? And I hate to sound crass, cold, or like a dickhead, but like if you look at this like a language, man, Mars said, fuck what? Your feelings, Cancer. And oof, damn it, Mars. When I get into Capricorn Mars, we're gonna fight about that. All that shit you were talking in Cancer Mars. Yeah. Anyway, this is an interesting week for Mars, which we'll talk about tomorrow. We got Sun opposite to Mars. Foreshadowing. Yep. So, in addition to that, I want to say beyond like getting out your feelings, getting into action, there is this dimension with Cancer, the moon's energy, talking about our interpersonal connections. And sometimes, you got to set boundaries with close people when it comes to Mars and Cancer and tell people, like, no, you're not going to say that to me. You're not going to treat me that way. I don't give a fuck if you are my mom, dad, dog, or brother, or sister, or cousin, or auntie, or uncle, or drunk ass auntie. I say no. Bitch, you can't talk to me that way, and you can't do that. These are my boundaries, etc., so on and so forth. And then sometimes you gotta set that boundary with yourself. You're like, I know you feel emotional or some type of way, but we can't do that. You hear me? You see me? You getting the picture? Let's move on because I think it's pretty fucking clear. Anyway, you got Jupiter at 11 degrees of Gemini. And Jupiter in Gemini is like a wind tunnel, you know. Jupiter govern, I mean, I told you, man, Jupiter is like, I'm not moving. Jupiter is all about growth. Gemini is about the mind. It's about perception, curiosity, and interaction. So that's cool. This is gonna make, I mean, and Jupiter takes a year per sign, guys. So this has made life a lot more fun and exciting, but at the same time, it could also be more overstimulating and all over the place, man. So my best word of advice for this, just to keep it short and sweet, is to just commit to learning. But remember, not all information is good information. So it's really about clarity bringing you the power right now. Plus, finding your voice and using your voice and sharing your knowledge, sharing your wisdom. I'm seeing this for a lot of people, man. This is like the catalyst for a lot of people's growth. If they just decided to actually speak up, a lot of things would literally change within their lives. Okay. Saturn's in Pisces, and this one just said, build your dreams, really take action and get down to brass tacks. Like, how can you create the life that you desire to live and have a lifestyle by your design? And there's so many ways to talk about this, but we're all different. So it's worth keeping it more simple. What do you need and how can you put yourself in a position that you can't fail? First of all, you have to believe in yourself. And second of all, you have to believe that life wants to support you. You have to believe that it's possible. And then you need to gain the knowledge and the skills and create the plan that's going to actually take you there. And if you can do all those things, man, I promise you'll live the life that you want to live. Right? Saturn in Pisces also has this dimension to it about setting the right boundaries emotionally. And I know we talked a little bit about that, Mars Cancer, like, so it's going to be very present. And beyond that, the last thing I'd say with this one, gang, is that Saturn in Pisces is really about mastering your spirituality. And that's hard because there's no one size fits all road to being spiritual. This really reflects our inner journey and the self mastery within. And I would say, on one note, it's about scrutinizing your beliefs, putting them up to test, challenging your deeply embedded assumptions, making them make sense. Pattern interruption might be necessary. And I like Saturn in Pisces, man, because while this, I mean, it is Pisces, so what I'm about to say should not be too weird, but I'm telling you, this is far out. Saturn in Pisces can be about clearing up some karma, and I like that. And I'm gonna leave it like that because a picture is worth 1,000 words, and words are meant to encase ideas. So that's a sentence I'm giving you to paint a picture, and I don't know what that picture means for you, but let's see if we can clear up some karma. Anyway, we also have Uranus and Taurus not doing shit besides creating chaos in the world for the last 5 to 6 years. So be calm in the storm. Fuck the bullshit. Neptune is in Pisces. The dream is peace and earth. The dream is unity in the collective conscious. But you got to find that within yourself before you share that with anybody else. Neptune in Pisces is very close to sextile with Pluto. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. That's a sextile. So that tells people that they know that the whole culture knows on some level, mostly, I should say, not everybody, but like almost the whole culture can tell and understand that we do co-create our reality with Neptune sextile Pluto. But don't get lost in the sauce. Pluto's in Aquarius, guys. And to be honest, I think if you really look at the way the world is working right now, Pluto in Aquarius really looks like the people are getting pissed off. And it makes a lot of sense because Aquarius deals with issues like freedom and individuality and autonomy, plus the collective identity. And, shit, I could give you just a couple examples off the top of my head. There is that Luigi dude who gunned down the United Healthcare CEO. And the people were like, fuck yeah. And I'd say, like, of course, that was a polarizing issue. A lot of people were like, that's absolutely fucked up. And I'm going to stay neutral on this video because I don't like to get too political. But I will just say that as far as the people's reaction, you got a mixed bag of opinions. It seemed like the older people were, the more upset that they were about it. But the younger people were, they're like, fuck yeah, dude, this is some bullshit. And how the fuck do insurance companies charge so much and keep us like why do we not even have universal health care? Like why the fuck do we pay for private health care and why aren't we properly insured even though we're paying a fuck ton for it? And then you've got like the insurance companies in California not paying out for people that have lost their fucking homes in wildfires. Like what the absolute fuck? What the fuck do you even pay insurance for at that point? People are getting really fucking pissed off. And then I mean, like they're talking about banning TikTok, and I guess we'll see in about 5 days if that really happens in America. It's a Chinese app, as far as I'm understanding. ByteDance owns it, so it's like they can't delete, like the U.S. government cannot delete the app itself, but they're talking about perhaps banning the people in the United States from being able to use it because it's a national security risk, which is honestly fucking bullshit if you really think about it. It's like I feel like I'm preaching to the choir as I'm talking about this. If you are on the internet, if you do watch my channel, it doesn't even make sense, man, because there's so much information that we get to use. And then, I mean, like, I didn't watch the trial hearing or whatever, but TikTok's lawyers went in. I watched somebody who watched it, which is crazy, but like, they mentioned that if we ban TikTok, we should also ban Sheen and, CapCut and a whole other host of Chinese companies that we give information to. So it's like, it honestly doesn't even feel like it's a national security risk. It just sounds like some bullshit our government wants us to lose to keep us divided. And honestly, to me, intuitively, I don't think TikTok is going to go away personally, but what I feel intuitively is like this is just another fucking thing that the government wants us to be worried about, so we just stop paying attention to what really matters. Or they just want to fuck with the people and kind of cause division and cause more fear, cause more panic. I don't know what the fuck is going on. You can ban TikTok, but you can't ban these nuts. So I'm not really worried about it. But in any way, Pluto's in Aquarius for the next 20 fucking years. And I'm thinking that there's probably going to be massive upheaval. Anything can happen in 20 years. And if you look in the past, guys, and look at any period of 20 fucking years, so like everything happened so much, guys. So I'm just like, again, asking you, what the fuck? Why the fuck? And how the fuck? And y'all are looking at me like, when the fuck? And I'm saying probably within the next week, dude, like probably tomorrow. Oh Lord. Anyway, oh man. So oh bruh, I feel like, so here's oh fuck. Oh Lord. Okay. So here's my message for the world. 'Cause I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Here's my message for the world. Um, I feel like, to distract us from what? From what matters. What the fuck really matters, man? It's world peace. That's actually what the fuck matters. Like you can choose what reality you want to live in, gang. So like focus. Like stop getting confused. Stop getting lost in the sauce. What happened to our vision? What happened to the clarity? What happened to the picture? I don't understand. But anyway, okay, there we go. Maybe I was too close to the camera. And that might be a metaphor. That might be a meta five. That might be a meta six. Maybe we forgot that we create this reality. Maybe we got too interdependent on the systems. And it makes sense. You got to learn to work with the system because technology has done so much for us. Politics, governing structures, they've done so much for us, but they've also created some forms of separation. And this was the thing that kind of flew through my mind was that, survival has always been an issue since the dawn of time, before time. That's really the issue of life, but at the same time, that kind of says that as far as our anatomy and our physiology goes, fear is one of the most primal, raw emotions that we will ever experience, and it's intrinsically linked to our survival. And I'm going to repeat that it's one of the most raw, primal, and powerful emotions we do feel as people. So I feel like when it comes to controlling a population, any population, it's really important to use fear as a catalyst for control. Fear really is the key to oppression. So, you know, it's easy to be scared when times are really catastrophic, cataclysmic, and fucked up, and you lose your house, and it seems like no one is going to support you. And sometimes your support is literally denied, and it looks like the government is fucking with your bullshit, and the powers that be don't really give a fuck about you, man. So, I mean, time will tell, man. But it's like if people were storming the Capitol, like just recently over political shit, man, you're gonna see some fuckery in America. I mean, and one thing about astrology, and this is an astrology video too, guys. When you look at astrology and start to study, it really prompts you to become a historian, which I don't claim to be the best at, but astrology is literally the study of planetary rhythm and pattern recognition. So when you get to look at how things were experienced way back in the day, you start to see parallels to right now. And Pluto in Aquarius says a lot about the American Revolution. All right. If you really go back 250 years. So it looks like, there's going to be a lot of revolution in America. Needless to say, what that looks like, I don't really know, man. Some have hypothesized that Donald Trump is going to be the last president. Time will tell. I don't even understand how he is the president right now. I said I wasn't going to get political, but like, isn't the dude a villain? Isn't he a motherfucking criminal? Like, what the hell? Isn't he talking about how locker rooms talk? Like, what the fuck? Locker rooms don't talk. That's bullshit, bro. But anyway, Pluto's in Aquarius and shit is really getting weird. Forget the chart. Let me just tell you guys, something really fucking weird is happening right now on the planet. And I like to stay excited because okay, I really want to look at you while I say this. I really want to stay excited because, as weird as things are and as fast as things are changing, the beautiful thing is that all puts us in the same boat regardless. And there can be freedom in change, because there's new options. So I think that's the beautiful thing to think about is that, some of us don't like change. We don't handle it very well, yet change is integral to growth. So I just encourage everybody to get excited about the times we're going through because while things may seem very chaotic and weird, don't buy the fear. That's all I'm trying to say is don't buy the fear. Focus on that hierarchy of needs and just do your best in this life. Remember, you create it. And while there may be things that seem outside of your control and may genuinely be outside of your control, do what you can to survive, sustain, succeed, then thrive. And I'm saying in that order, guys, because there's levels to life, man. And I know that a lot of people they understand that significance and greatness can be amazing. This is a very Neptune Pisces thing. You see in the media everything portrayed where, it's this phony ass celebrity culture. Plus, with the dawn of the internet, everybody can be an influencer and have their own voice, which is amazing. But at the same time, it's like people end up comparing themselves to others and feeling like they're falling short when they're motherfucking not. All right. Like your life is yours for a reason, and there's nothing wrong with your motherfucking life. All right. Unless you decide that you need to make changes in it. So, my point that I was trying to really make, even though I'm making a lot of points on the way, is that there's levels, man. And if you're aiming for significance, but you haven't even really gotten survival unlocked, you need to dial back a little bit or just focus on the priority at the moment. Okay. Priority is, success comes before sustainability, and that comes before success, and that comes before significance. Okay. So just put yourself first so you can actually get in the position to help others. Okay. Truly, because I know there's a lot going on with the collective Pluto Aquarius thing, but let me remind you guys the North Node is still in Aries. So, last thing I want to say before we go into the day by day breakdown is that the purpose really is focusing on you. Oh, pardon me, I'm burping. Pardon me. Focusing on you. My spirit guides are telling me I'm spitting, man. And one of the things I'm releasing, I think I said it in the video about the full moon, but one of the things I'm releasing is the lack of confidence. I'm releasing, insecurities, fears, financial worries, uncertainty, among other things, man. But it's like that insecurity. I had that moment inside of myself where I was like, am I talking too much? And the spirit was like, you're not talking enough, bro. Keep talking. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. But anyway, North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, like focus on what you want to do with your life, man. Your desires literally do matter. So this is Tuesday, as we talked about. Let's go day by day. And I feel like this might be a longer video because I feel like I've been yapping. But anyway, oh, we start at 25 cap with the moon waning, as you know. And damn, like bro, I'm telling you, all these planets are going to stay in the same spot besides the sun. So we have some interesting sun aspects to look into. So the sun is opposing Mars for like the first couple days of this week. We start at 25 cap, moon is at, or sorry, Mars is at 26 Cancer. So, nice Leo moon day. Hope you're feeling yourself. Wednesday, the moon is going to be in Leo all day, but you'll see that the sun, like I said, is going to be opposite to Mars. And what that basically means, and plus, there's a lot of aspects. Let's take one at a time. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. But anyway, the Sun Mars opposition says, I mean, a lot. And it depends on who you are and also what other aspects are being triggered in your chart. It's worth looking into. But, this could be about feeling powerful or wanting to assert your life, self into life, assert your dominance. Some people may just kind of feel exhausted. If you think about the sun being energy and Mars being, like severing or removing, or it could be like your ego drives and your desires going in different ways. You could see a lot of people acting mad egotistical, bold, confident. And I would say on that same spectrum of thought, possibilities, some people may try to lash out. Um, when Mars is concerned, Mars can govern accidents. And I don't want to sell you fear at all because we had a big discussion about this, but I would just say, I would say this under any transit, truly, guys, but like just, if you're dealing with machines or driving, like drive defensively and slow down and just be careful when it comes to the things that you're doing. Slow and steady, be cautious, be careful when it comes to whatever you're doing. We got the sun making a wow on the same day, bro. The sun is making a sesquiquadrate to Jupiter. And that's an interesting energy because that kind of feels like you've got this spaced out energy where you have this need to grow. Like Jupiter has the expansive quality, but Saturn has the structuring quality. So it's like, or Capricorn has the structuring quality, which is basically Saturn. So it's like, do we want to stay or do we want to go? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go? That's what Wednesday is feeling like. Plus, you got the moon squared up with Uranus. It's like this going to be a fucking well, especially more towards the night. You know, it's going to be important to really feel your feelings and kind of move through any like emotions of restlessness or, you know, if you got vibes built up, I just say movement may be the key, but try to do it in a way that's not chaotic again because of Mars where it happens to be. But again, I said this last week and I want to draw attention to it because we're going to have this glow for the first part of the week. We're feeling it right now, Mr. Krabs, but you also have the sun making a trine to Uranus. So this is liberating our energy, and that in itself can be kind of exhausting. I was checking in with the Fire Fam in the Discord server. If you're not in the server, please join it. We have a lot of fun. But I was seeing a lot of people are like, why the fuck do I feel so exhausted? And it's like, yo, you've got the full moon being one of the things. You got the Sun Uranus trine being another thing. You got Mars debilitated in Cancer being another motherfucking thing. There's probably like what else? Shit, dude. Saturn Pisces, perhaps, like a couple things. Anyway, that's Wednesday for you, my guy, or my gal, or my non-binary pal. And now we've got Thursday. And Thursday, you've still got the sun waning out of that freaky ass Mars angle. But this day, we'll have the moon, finish Leo and go into Virgo around, midday. And what else? Okay, so this is interesting. Then you got Venus applying to Saturn, which is cool. So like as we break out of this Jupiter Venus square, Venus gets a reality check this week, which is really nice. We got our Venus Saturn conjunction too. So I will let you guys know, man, because this aspect is kind of like applying and then it'll separate over the end of the week. So this effectively is a Venus conjunct Saturn week. And what does that mean? That means it's a pretty serious week for love and a serious week, Saturn being serious, week for love being Venus, or week for money being Venus. So at best, this is going to help us really add structure to relationships, look at things more objectively, more business, more transactional, make it make more sense objectively speaking, plus get our finances in order, not be so willing to be reckless and stupid. And I'm not insulting Jupiter, but sometimes Jupiter does way too fucking much. It just wants to feel at the moment. It can be gluttonous or overindulgent, you know. But I'd say at worst, Saturn Venus could look like being really miserly, cold, cut off, have closed off, having a hard time feeling love. Some people may feel a little bit more depressed, so when it comes to love, it's worth showing up more for yourself, giving yourself an extra dose of love. Plus, Saturn can reflect fear, not being afraid to love. That's another thing to think about too in regards to this Venus conjunct to Saturn energy. All right. And what else? Jupiter said, bitch, go microwave a pizza because I'm tired. Jupiter's gonna be at 11 for like a month, yo. I'm telling you, not no Jupiter action. Anyway, what else we got? Let's go into Friday. Let's go to Venus Day. And that's the day where Venus hits 15, where we get this love connection. And this is also, oh, wow. Speaking of love, Venus and the sun are semi-square. You kind of see this semi-frequently. It's not that uncommon. But beyond Saturn kind of tightening up our love and value, you'll see the sun really seeking it out with that semi-square. So, hey, 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 take a healthy dose of self-love this week, guys. That's really all I can say. So the sun is finishing up Capricorn towards the end of the week. Friday, we see the moon in Virgo. And the moon in Virgo is really interesting, guys, because, you'll see the sun. I said sun, but I really meant to say moon. Good Lord. The moon will start in Virgo, creeping along. Like later in the day, we got the moon making a trine to, well, actually, this is a really interesting type of vibe because there's a couple aspects going on right now. This is Friday, by the way. So Friday, while the sun moves up to Pluto, and I will say, because this is like 3 degrees from Pluto, let's start with the sun and the moon. So this is kind of where we start seeing that Sun Pluto conjunction. And this is going to start bringing us deeper into our sense of self. And that's going to initiate that ego death and rebirth process. So, there's a million ways this can play out. But I'd say for some, the Sun Pluto is really that call for greatness, to step it up, to really have a bright new vision and a new lens on your life and even assume a new identity. But for some, those visions or um versions of self, these shells become empty. We have to shed them off. And hey man, take the message that empowers you the most. I'm gonna say, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of ways this plays out. So take the one you like the most. For some, it's like, hey, you are destined for greatness and you gotta step it up and stay true to yourself and become the person that you need to be. And for some, you just gotta realize you're not that fucking special. All right. Because, you've been playing hero for so goddamn long, you need to chill the fuck out. And remember, at one point, you're going to die and nobody's going to remember you like 3 generations in the future. And I'm not encouraging you to be nihilistic or cynical about your life because it absolutely matters. I'm saying that to everybody now. But for some of y'all, your egos are too fucking heavy. You're holding way too goddamn much and you take this shit way too fucking seriously, man. So you just got to have a hard reset on the ego for a second and then just let it rebuild. And this your natural aspirations and drives in life, they're gonna reshape you the way that you need to be shaped. I think it's about just cutting things down. Like I see things in symbols and pictures and metaphors, man. And when I look at Pluto, it kind of feels like a lawnmower. It's like it's gonna chop things down a bit. Anyway, let's talk about the moon that day. Like Friday's moon is kind of interesting, especially in the evening where the moon is going to be trining up with Mercury. So hopefully things are making sense emotionally, but you also got the moon opposite to Saturn and Venus too. So this would be a great time to spend with your loved ones and, you know, the people that you consider support because at worst, man, Moon Saturn is kind of depressing, but at best, it is about sovereignty and stabilization. Okay. So, like, gang, I could say this every fucking week, but love yourself hard as fuck this week, okay? And anyway, we got the moon trine in the sun on Saturday, and this is like the last day of Capricorn, the 18th, right? So, moon going in Virgo. You got the moon opposite to Neptune, and that looks magical, mystical, musical. Try not to get lost in the sauce. What else you got? Let's go to Sunday. Like I said, Sunday's the start of Aquarius season, so I want to shout my Aquarius out and know that it's your time to shine. Pay attention to your chart, your whole sign house as well, so you can see what part of your life is going to be lit up over the next 30 days. We got the sun moving into Aquarius while the moon moves into Libra, and it's going to be a nice, peaceful Sunday as we move into that energy. And also, I'm peeping that the moon, the black moon, I should say, and the Mars are making a square. So, you know, we might have some emotional volatility moving into Aquarius season, but at the same time, you know, if you feel your feelings and you don't want to judge, if you choose not to judge them like immediately, this can be profoundly cathartic and integrative as well. So that's cool. And, you know, the next day, which is Monday, we're going to have that exact Sun Pluto conjunction. If we were going to go by minute, it's really going to be like Sunday or Monday night moving into Tuesday. But anyway, Moon in Libra. Moon in Libra is a beautiful energy. I was born in this, so I can speak from experience. I really like this enough to choose it for me. But anyway, the Moon in Libra is about, social connections and peace. But you may need, some love. You may need to have some good people around you. Moon squaring up with Mercury. Try not to get nervous. Don't be over. If you get overstimulated, if you're oversensitive, you're gonna want to do some cleaning that day and some organizing and just kind of putting things in practice and order, and that's gonna make you feel a lot better. Moon is also squared up with Mars on Monday, so some motherfuckers might be feeling crabby on Monday. Plus, with that fucking Pluto Sun energy, ain't no telling what comes out of the ego. And for some, it doesn't really play out in the ego, the identity, or the awareness. It might just play out in the energy levels with Pluto Sun being extra jazzed up or extra tired. But anyway, there's going to be a whole rebirth scenario at the end of the week. And as far as the rest, we'll talk about this next week because then we'll end on Tuesday. And that's our quarter moon, like at the end of the week. So we're literally going from full moon, waning, all the way down to the last quarter moon this week. So we also get the transition from the sun to Capricorn, from Cap to Aquarius. And we have Venus and Saturn doing its thing. We're going to have many interesting angles with the moon. I encourage you on that same note to look at your own natal moon and look at your own chart and watch when the moon is making major angles with your planets. And that's going to be the best way to really understand how you feel. Okay. And how to nurture yourself based on your pattern, your cycle, your rhythms. Okay. Because we all feel differently. We all go through different things. Plus, when you get through that, man, you want to study, the other planets and see what the hell they're doing, transits, progressions, all that fun stuff. And if this is like jargon and totally incomprehensible, you're going to want to grab Simplified Astrology linked in the profile. All right. I love you guys. I hope this helps somebody. Hopefully, it was like meaningful information. If it was just fun entertainment, all the better. I love you guys so motherfucking much, man. I'm going to sign out and I will see you guys next episode for number 85. So look alive. Mr. Meyer with the fire out. Blessed be.